What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw recap. We started off right away with Bray Wyatt cutting a promo about Elimination Chamber and his match tonight with Roman Reigns. We then cut to another promo of Roman Reigns. He takes his turn, and it leads directly to our match, which is a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. This is actually an okay match. There was a lot of near falls, a good bit of back and forth between Wyatt and Reigns. Bray Wyatt tried to go for back-to-back Sister Abigail's, but Roman Reigns powered out of the second one and hit Wyatt with a spear for the win. After the match, Matt Hardy comes up from behind and gives Bray Wyatt the twist of fate. We then have a short backstage segment between Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins about their tag team title match later tonight. We then have the Revival versus Carl Anderson and Finn Balor. This was initially supposed to be Dash Wilder versus Finn Balor, but it soon turned into a tag match. This was a decent match. It was a good showing between the club and the Revival. Balor got the coup de grace on Wilder for the win. Like I said, decent match. I'd like to see more of the Revival in the tag team division this year. I could even probably see them being tag team champions, but we'll have to see on that one. We then have Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese and Drew Gulak. This is an okay match. There was a good bit of flippy shit going on through this. I still think it's kind of stupid that we have random tag team matches with nothing that goes on with them, but this one was okay. Cedric Alexander got the lumbar check on Drew Gulak for the win. They said there's going to be a 16-man tournament to decide the new Cruiserweight champion, which will be decided at WrestleMania. We then have Kurt Angle coming out, and he's going to announce the participants in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. We have Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sonya Deville, Sasha Banks, and the Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. He mentioned that Nia Jax will not be participating in the Elimination Chamber, that she will have her own match against Asuka at the Elimination Chamber, and if she wins, she will be added to the WrestleMania Women's title match, making it a triple threat. We then have Alexa Bliss coming out, and she runs down Kurt Angle, saying that he's showing favoritism between her and Brock Lesnar, that Lesnar is not in the Elimination Chamber defending his title. So Kurt Angle says, well, he'll let the crowd decide and ask them, should Alexa Bliss defend her title in the Elimination Chamber? And the crowd said yes. Alexa Bliss leaves the ring rather pissed off. We then go to our next match, Bayley versus Asuka. This is a really good match. There was a lot of offense between Bayley and Asuka. The last time these two people fought was at NXT when Bayley lost her title to Asuka. I don't think they fought any time between then and now. I could be mistaken. But Asuka got Bayley into the armbar for the submission. After the match, Asuka shook hands with Bayley as a show of respect. We then have The Miz versus Apollo Cruz in another Elimination Chamber qualifying match. I was actually surprised at this match. I honestly thought it was going to be some sort of a squash match, that The Miz is going to win this one easily, but Apollo Cruz did show a good bit of offense to The Miz. The Miz, however, won with the skull-crushing finale, so he moves on to the Elimination Chamber. We then have a backstage segment where Seth Rollins finds out that Jason Jordan cannot compete and that Seth Rollins is just going to have to give up the Tag Team Championship match. And Roman Reigns enters the picture. Kurt Angle says, that's cool, so we're going to continue on, which will be our next match, The Bar versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. This is actually looking to be a pretty decent match. There were a lot of points where Rollins and Reigns looked like they were going to win it. Jason Jordan comes out to show some moral support, ends up interfering in a little bit of the match. Later on, Sheamus and Cesaro grab their belts and try to escape up the ramp. Jason Jordan blocks their escape. Cesaro starts a fight with Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan attacks both Sheamus and Cesaro, getting Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns disqualified. When we come back from commercial, we have a backstage segment where Seth Rollins is in Jason Jordan's face, saying that the only thing he thinks about is himself. Seth Rollins calls Jason Jordan a son of a bitch. Kurt Angle steps in, splits them apart, and tells Jason Jordan to go home and not to return until he's medically cleared. Somehow I think this is going to line up to a match between Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan later down the road. I don't know. We're going to have to see for that one. And here's where the show goes downhill, in my opinion. We have Nia Jax versus a jobber. Surprise, Nia Jax won this one. This was kind of a waste of time. Then we have Sonya Deville with Absolution in her corner versus Mickie James. What? Again. Really? Dude. Can we put somebody else in Absolution against anyone besides Mickie James, Sasha Banks, or Bayley? Any one of those three. Put them off to the side and get someone else involved with this. I'm tired of seeing someone from Absolution versus one of those three. It's just complete repetitive bullshit. Anyways, Mickie James won. After the match, Absolution beat down on Mickie James. Surprisingly, Alexa Bliss comes out and pulls Mickie James out of the ring and walks her up the ramp. Okay, like I said, this part here, these two matches were complete wastes of time. We then come to our main event, and continuing the theme of wasting time, Elias Samson is sitting in the ring, and he's sitting there running his mouth, singing songs. What the fuck? Altogether, between the two women's matches and Elias Samson wasting time, we wasted a total of almost 25 minutes. The match didn't start until 10:43, which doesn't leave a whole lot of time between the other two intros, commercials, and the rest of the match. Anyways, getting to the match, it was pretty decent. John Cena and Elias teamed up to take out Braun Strowman, and then started fighting between each other. Braun Strowman gets back on his feet, power slams John Cena, lines up Elias for the power slam, but Elias gets out of it, dumps out Braun Strowman to the outside, and sneaks the pin onto John Cena for the win. So Elias Samson is going to be the last man released at the Elimination Chamber match. After the match, Braun Strowman gets back into the ring and hands out power slams to both John Cena and Elias Samson multiple times. We go off the air with Braun Strowman standing tall in the ring. Honestly, I think this was a pretty decent Raw. With the exception of the last two women's matches and Elias wasting time, everything else was pretty good. Even if we cut Elias's time short, maybe by half, it still would have made for a better match. With the two women's matches, we could have probably given Nia Jax somebody else other than a jobber to crush over, and somebody else, please somebody else, to fight with Absolution. But I'll do it for tonight's Raw recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.